Yesterday until today 5 p.m. almost all of the farm fires in India, in northern India, are concentrated in Punjab. We'll show you more numbers to show how Punjab is faring versus other states. But all of Punjab, virtually all of Punjab, if you look at satellite imagery, is covered in Punjab in farm fires. They may claim today, the government, that it's not their issue alone, but the images do show otherwise. It is primarily a Punjab issue. The Aam Aadmi Party today may say this is a national issue, but really, it's not. It has always been most specific to Punjab. Satellite images make it clear, but let's also take a deeper look at how Haryana and Punjab are dealing with farm fires, for example, because these two states have been compared in the past. Now, in Haryana, stubble burning is down by some estimates as much as 30% over last year. But in Punjab, farm fires are actually up 20% nearly since last year. So actually, the problem is getting worse in Punjab. Haryana has planned some unique measures like announcing MSP on stubble so that they can curb farm fires, so that farmers don't have to burn it. Punjab government instead continues to blame Haryana and centre for what's happening in Punjab. Remember, Haryana, despite this being a very unpopular move, according to reports, has fined up to 26 lakh rupees to farmers for stubble burning. But in Punjab, as I mentioned, the farmers are so emboldened, they've actually held government officials hostage, literally, when they went to douse farm fires. In the past 4 years, about 73,000 machines have been given to farmers in Haryana. Clearly, they are yielding some results over the last 4 years. Now, in Punjab, we brought to you yesterday how the Environment Ministry note says that most of the machines funded by the centre are lying unused. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party yesterday claimed that 90,000 of the 1.2 lakh machines sent by the centre have actually been distributed. But clearly, if you look at the data of farm fires, those 90,000 machines are also not being used. And we have reports with Network 18 to show that actually those machines are lying idle. The fact that they don't reach the farmers on time, it's a very critical period of a few days between the changing of crops, or they just don't use it. Now, from 2016 to 2021, the Aam Aadmi used to attack the centre, Punjab government over Delhi's pollution. Let me break down for you the Aam Aadmi Party stance change since they came to power in Punjab. Now, earlier they used to blame Punjab farmers, they've done so. Even somebody as highly ranked, Delhi Chief Minister, AAP convener, Arvind Kejriwal has said this is primarily happening because of parali burning in Punjab. Today they say that Punjab fires have nothing to do with this situation. They're not responsible for the capital's pollution. Of course, they're not responsible entirely, but in winter months we know why this happens. It doesn't happen because of Diwali. Kejriwal used to attack the Punjab government for not doing enough to curb pollution. Remember earlier? Today they're blaming Haryana for causing that problem. Earlier, when they were not in power in Punjab, the Aam Aadmi Party used to repeatedly talk about this biodecomposer that they're using in the national capital to tackle stubble burning issue. Today, we don't hear about that biodecomposer at all. The same party now says that the centre is not helping them to curb pollution, but you had answers till a year ago. So that's the big question we're asking. The Punjab Parali situation is choking the national capital. Is it not time for strict action? This is a two-pronged debate. One, why is Punjab failing, as we discussed yesterday as well? But also, is it not time that we finally saw some action? Is it not time that everybody in society was held responsible for everybody else's health? We phase out our vehicles, for example. These are standards applied to us when it comes to our contribution in pollution scenario. We're expected to be greener. How can Parali burning be continued in India, especially in Punjab? More on that in just a bit, but take a look at what happened in Punjab today.
अगर केंद्र सरकार ने सहयोग किया होता, 500 रुपए सहयोग देने के लिए तैयार थी पंजाब की सरकार। दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल ने निर्णय लिया कि 500 रुपए हम भी सहयोग करेंगे। केंद्र सरकार को सहयोग करने की जब बारी आई, केंद्र सरकार ने हाथ खड़ा कर लिया।
Kejriwal and his colleagues said, when we come to power, we will help the farmers, we will not allow fires to be burnt. Fires are burning in thousands of numbers. Farmers are not being helped there. But typical of Mr. Kejriwal and his team. Now ask Delhi people who are suffering to suffer more.
Anuja Kapoor is joining us from the BJP. Siddharth Sharma belongs to the Aam Aadmi Party. Tushar Gupta is senior editor Swarajya magazine. And Chaudhary Pushpendra Singh is president Kisan Shakti Sangh. चौधरी जी, मैं आप ही से शुरू कर लेती हूँ पहले। ये जो पंजाब में हुआ, जो ऑफिशियल्स गए, पराली जो जल रही थी उसको बुझाने के लिए, उन्हीं को हॉस्टेज रख लिया 3 घंटे के लिए, फायर टेंडर के ऊपर लोग नाच रहे थे, क्या ये सही है? क्या ये सही बिहेवियर है?
नहीं, देखिए, ये सही बिहेवियर नहीं है। किसी को भी हॉस्टेज बनाने का कोई जो है लोकतंत्र में स्थान नहीं होना चाहिए। लेकिन मुझे थोड़ा सा समय देंगे तो मैं स्पष्ट कर दूंगा समस्या क्यों हो रही है ये। पहली बात तो ये है कि आप आज के टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया को पढ़ें, कल के को पढ़ें, ऑलमोस्ट लगभग 25% जो समस्या है, 15 से 25% समस्या पराली की वजह से है, जो सफर एजेंसी बताती है। बाकी 75% जो पॉल्यूशन दिल्ली में हो रहा है वो दिल्ली के स्थानीय कारण, जिसमें ट्रैफिक है, कंस्ट्रक्शन है, कूड़ा निस्तारण करने की बात है, या होटल हैं या घरेलू है, उस तरीके से होता है। अब ये क्यों होना शुरू हुआ उसको मैं बता दूंगा आपके दर्शकों के लिए, सारी चीजें स्पष्ट हो जाएगी। देखिए, 2009 में जो है वाटर कंजर्वेशन, मतलब सब सॉइल वाटर कंजर्वेशन एक्ट हरियाणा और पंजाब की सरकार लाई थी, जिसकी वजह से हमने जो फसल चक्र है, जो क्रॉप साइकिल है, उसको डिस्टर्ब किया। पहले 30-31 मई तक जो है प्लांटेशन पैडी की हो जाती थी, उसको 15 जून के बाद शिफ्ट कर दिया गया। क्योंकि वो 30-31 मई के आसपास हो जाती थी तो उसकी कटाई भी 15 अक्टूबर के आसपास कंप्लीट हो जाती थी। तब हवा की डायरेक्शन साउथ जो है डायरेक्शन से नॉर्थ की तरफ होती है
जी।
बाद में डायरेक्शन चेंज हो जाती है। दूसरी बात यह है कि जब आपने फसल को 15-20 दिन आगे शिफ्ट कर दिया तो अगली फसल गेहूं की बोने के लिए मेरे पास जो विंडो बची वो बहुत कम बची। जो हम 15 नवंबर से शुरू कर देते थे बुआई का काम गेहूं का, वो जो है हमारा रेस्ट्रिक्ट हो गया, तो हमारे पास कम टाइम है। अब पूरे देश में जो फार्मूला है, जो मैं बार बार कहा है मैंने अनेकों राष्ट्रीय अखबारों में, ये मेरा लेख है, दैनिक जागरण में, तमाम 5-6 लेख मैंने लिखे हैं बड़े बड़े अखबारों में, नवभारत टाइम्स में, सब में मैंने स्पष्ट किया है कि इसका एक ही सोल्यूशन है, बहुत सिंपल सोल्यूशन है, और वो है हाथ से काटना। आज ही अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का डेटा आया है, 8-7% का अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट है, रूरल एरियाज में और ज्यादा है। अरे भाई, आप इसको हाथ से कटाई के लिए, इसमें लगभग जो है 10,000 रुपए प्रति हेक्टेयर का खर्चा टोटल आता है इसकी सारे डिस्पोजल करने का। अगर आप इसको हाथ से काटेंगे तो बहुत ही सरल सॉल्यूशन है, हाथ से काटेंगे, हाथ से ही झाड़ते हैं इसको, फिर पैडी अलग हो जाती है, तो कोई पोल्यूशन उसमें नहीं होता है।
तो ये कौन करेगा?
और जो स्ट्रॉ होता है वो, हाँ मैं बता रहा हूं ना, अगर, और जो स्ट्रॉ होता है वो जो है भूसे के रूप में इस्तेमाल हो जाता है पशु चारे में, या जो वैरायटी को नहीं खाते हैं पशु, वो अभी सर्दियों में पशुओं के नीचे रात को बिछाने का काम आता है। दोनों मिक्स होकर के गोबर के रूप में जो है बहुत बढ़िया खाद बन जाता है। कहीं कोई मतलब जैविक तरीके से पूरे भारत में हम इसको करते रहे थे, लेकिन जब से ये हमने सब सॉइल वाटर कंजर्वेशन एक्ट लाए हैं और फसल चक्र को, क्रॉप साइकिल को हमने डिस्टर्ब किया, तब से ये हुआ है।
पुष्पेंद्र जी, मैं आपकी बात मान लेती हूं।
कौन करेगा ये इसके लिए?
हाँ बोलिए, कौन करेगा ये जो आप सोल्यूशन बता रहे हैं, इतना सिंपल सोल्यूशन, इसको कौन करेगा?
हाँ, मैं वही कह रहा हूं कि 10,000 रुपए देने में कोई नुकसान नहीं है। अदरवाइज हम नुकसान कैसे झेल रहे हैं? पोल्यूशन की वजह से झेल रहे हैं, हेल्थ खराब होने की वजह से
कौन देगा 10,000 रुपए? आप क्या कह रहे हैं? खुल के बोलिए ना।
हाँ, 10,000 रुपए प्रति हेक्टेयर का जो है पंजाब सरकार है, जो स्थानीय सरकार है और केंद्र सरकार है, मिलके दे दें इसको, कोई आपत्ति नहीं होगी। उसके बाद रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर दें, जेल भेजें। मैं आप साफ कह रहा हूं, अगर 10,000 रुपए प्रति हेक्टेयर लेने के बाद भी कोई किसान पराली जलाता, जेल भेज दें। हम आज की तारीख में 10,000 से ज्यादा का जो है खर्चा उठा रहे हैं।
बट मुझे एक बात बताइए कि जो मशीन दी गई
खराब हो रही है,
जो मशीन दी गई है, वो क्यों नहीं किसान यूज कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, मशीन जो दी गई है वो ऊपर से काटती हैं, फिर भी वो पराली बची हुई रह जाती है, और उसके बाद भी मशीन जो है उसको 1 महीने 3-4 हफ्ते में डिस्पोज ऑफ कर सकती हैं। तब तक आपका गेहूं का सीजन निकल जाएगा। वैसे ही यूक्रेन युद्ध के बाद गेहूं और चावल की कितने स्टॉक हमारे गिर गए हैं, सारे देश को पता है। तो हमें क्या करना है, 10,000 रुपए अलग से एक सब्सिडी किसानों को दी जाए कि भाई आप हाथ से काटेंगे।
एक सवाल
मनरेगा के मजदूरों को भी इसमें लगाया जा सकता है।
ठीक है, मैं पॉलिटिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स के पास जाने से पहले एक सवाल मैं अपने दूसरे एक्सपर्ट से पूछती हूँ, तुषार से। यू हर्ड व्हाट पुष्पेंद्र जी इज सेइंग, but you know a lot of people are beginning to ask the question. There is already free electricity, water, free tax incomes, more subsidies on fertilizers, etc. The MSP has increased by, I saw a list, by at least 46%. The minimum increase on a crop has been 46% in the last 8 years. Up on top of that, now farming community or the farmer Kisan unions are saying that you would give us more money to burn, to get rid of the crop residue also. Does this sound fair to you? And then if you don't give them that money and take care of that expense, they will burn the crop. And regardless of what the consequences are, regardless of them suffering themselves and others suffering themselves, they will do it. They've fought to take back farm laws. Along with that, they also fought to decriminalize stubble burning.
Good evening, Shivani. Look, two things. One, given the soil climate, given the entire water ecosystem in Punjab, the farmers need to diversify away from paddy and wheat. This is not what the centre says or the BJP says. This is what the previous government said. This is what the Captain Amrinder Singh government said. This is what the Aam Aadmi Party government has also said. So one, they need to diversify away from paddy and wheat. Number two, the farmer here makes an important point that give us rupees 10,000 per hectare, while the average land holding of a farmer in Punjab is around 5 hectares. So now they want 50,000 rupees more on an average. I'm not saying every farmer, but on an average more to ensure that the stubble burning doesn't happen, or else put us in jail. Now, Shivani, tell me, free water, free electricity, we increase the quantity of procurement, we buy the crops at an inflated MSP, we let the land be degraded, we let the water table fall, and upon that we give them additional subsidy. How is it fair? How is it fair? They are not taxed for their income. They are paid an inflated price. Shouldn't the farmers be paying for the price for the stubble burning not to happen, for the cutting to happen, as the farmer here says? Why should the government take all the costs involved? That is one thing I don't understand. You're not paying your taxes unlike other citizens. You're not paying for free for electricity. You're not paying for water, and yet you want something more for free. How is that fair?
Okay, let Pushpendra ji respond. I'll give you 30 seconds, sir.
देखिए, किसान इनडायरेक्ट रूप से टैक्स देता है, पहली बात। और ज़्यादातर किसान की इनकम, अगर आप इनकम टैक्स भी लगा दें, 5 लाख से नीचे होती है, ये आपको पता होना चाहिए। तो वो टैक्स स्लैब में, जैसे शहर के लोग नहीं आते 5 लाख से नीचे वाले, तो ज़्यादातर जो है 5 लाख से नीचे ही हैं शहर के भी, इसी तरह गाँव के भी हो जाएंगे। तीसरी चीज़ ये है कि जो आपने बताया MSP हमने बढ़ा दी इतनी, अरे आपने मुझे रेस्ट्रिक्ट क्यों किया कि मैं अपनी फसल को जो 15 जून के बाद बोऊं? ये तो आपने किया ना, मैंने तो नहीं किया। मैं उसको 30-31 मई के आसपास बोऊंगा तो समय पे उसको काट लूंगा। तीसरी चीज, अभी मेरा गेहूं बाहर महंगा बिक रहा है, आपने रेस्ट्रिक्ट किया ना, आप लोगों को सस्ता खिलाने के चक्कर में कि जो एक्सपोर्ट बंद करो, ये इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स हमारे ऊपर लगता है। मेरा गेहूं 3,000-4,000 रुपए प्रति कुंटल में बिक सकता है आज की तारीख में इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में, लेकिन मैं मजबूर हूं यहां पर 2,200 रुपए 2,100 रुपए लेने के लिए। ये इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स कहते हैं इसको। इसकी OECD की एक पूरी रिपोर्ट आई है जिसमें सुन लीजिए महाराज, सुन लीजिए, आपके बीच में मैं नहीं बोला, आपके बीच में मैं नहीं बोला, पहले सुनिए, अरे पहले सुन लीजिए भाई,
एक मिनट
अरे सुन लीजिए। अरे भाई आप मैडम इनको रोकिए, तभी बहस होगी, ये बहस ठीक नहीं कर रहे।
ये एक सेकंड,
अरे भाई रुक जाइए, 1 मिनट बाद आपकी बात सुन लेंगे। आप बिल्कुल गलत कह रहे हैं, वो इशू अलग था, ये इशू अलग है, एक्सपोर्ट का इशू अलग है। तो आप जो है सारे रेस्ट्रिक्शन मेरे ऊपर लगाने के बाद आप कहें कि अच्छा, आप जवाब दीजिए ना, मेरे को 31 मई तक फसल जो बोनी है उसको जबरदस्ती आप क्यों कह रहे हो 15 जून के बाद वो?
नहीं, एक सेकंड, मेरे पास इसके ऊपर एक सवाल है। एक सेकंड,
तो मेरे पास 10,000
पुष्पेंद्र जी, मेरे पास इसके लिए एक सवाल है। आपने बोला पहले हवा जब सही होती थी तब तक ये निकल जाता था मामला, तो किसी को पता नहीं चलता था, किसी को दिक्कत नहीं होती थी। बट मेरा सवाल ये है कि क्या पराली जलाना सही है, चाहे हवा सही है या नहीं है? क्या पराली जलाना सही है? क्या आज की तारीख में आपको ऐसा स्टेप लेना चाहिए? जब हम पूरे विश्व में क्लाइमेट चेंज और ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की बात करते हैं, मैंने मैप दिखाया, वो मैप चलाइए जरा हमारी विंडो में, आप देखिए पूरे पंजाब के ऊपर रेड स्पॉट है। ये प्रैक्टिस ही प्रॉब्लमैटिक है सर, आप किसी तरह से इसको जस्टिफाई नहीं कर सकते।
मैं बिल्कुल जस्टिफाई नहीं कर रहा हूं, मैं खुद कंडेम कर रहा हूं, और सबसे ज्यादा सफर भी हम ही लोग करते हैं। लेकिन यदि हमने अगली फसल टाइम पे नहीं बोई और यहां पर जो है 100 रुपए किलो गेहूं हो गया, तो मोदी की सरकार नहीं बचेगी एक दिन भी, यहां क्रांति हो जाएगी। आप वो चाहते तो वो करके देख लेते हैं, नहीं बोते गेहूं लेट बो देते हैं, फिर क्या करोगे?
ये धमकी सुनते हुए ना काफी समय हो गया है कि मोदी की सरकार नहीं बचेगी। देखिए, किसान जो है बहुत इज्जत करते हैं पूरा देश किसान की, पर ये जो
कोई सरकार नहीं बचेगी, मोदी छोड़ो, सारी कोई सरकार नहीं बचती है,
सरकारें नहीं बचेगी, ये धमकी देना छोड़ दीजिए। ये धमकी देना
नहीं
छोड़
बचती
दीजिए।
सरकारें भाई, सरकारें नहीं बचती हैं।
ये
अगर गेहूं चावल तो आप लोग खरीद सकते होंगे, कोई नहीं खरीद सकता 100 रुपए किलो में।
मैंने आपकी बात सुनी, आप एक बात सुनिए, और मैं ये बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से कहना चाहता हूं, सरकार किसान से नहीं है, किसान सरकार से है। एमएसपी सरकार किसान को दे रही है पंजाब के, तभी आज तक गेहूं और चावल उग रहा है, जबकि नहीं उगना चाहिए वहां पर। आप वहां के किसान हैं, आप वहां के वाटर टेबल का स्तर जानते हैं। आप जानते हैं कि आज से 5-10 साल बाद पंजाब के वाटर टेबल का क्या हाल होगा। आप जानते हैं कि आज भी ग्राउंड वाटर एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए कीमतें कितनी बढ़ गई हैं। तो ये विचार अपने मन से निकाल लीजिए कि क्योंकि किसान है तभी कोई भी सरकार है।
नहीं, तुषार, can I come in here? तुषार, can I come in here? This is not about, पुष्पेंद्र जी एक सेकंड रुक जाइए। This is not at all about one versus the other or one over the other. This is not the metrics that I want to set. My question is that there is absolutely no class of individuals anywhere in the world who can have this kind of a say that regardless of what we do, there can be no action against us. If somebody goes to take action, then they hold them hostage. That is the only issue I'm raising. I'm not saying there are not real concerns or issues on ground, on the side of farmers, on the side of government. This is not about a clash. एक सेकंड, मैं अपनी बात रख लूं, फिर एक सेकंड, पुष्पेंद्र जी एक सेकंड. The issue is that as part of society, we all have our responsibilities. As a citizen who does something else, even when it comes to climate and pollution, I also have a certain responsibility. I also pay extra, or I'm restricted in certain ways in what I can do or not do. That's all I'm saying. But let me bring in my political representatives here. Siddharth Sharma is joining us from the Aam Aadmi Party. Siddharth, we discussed this yesterday on this show. I asked the Aam Aadmi Party representatives 3 times. What is the steps the Punjab government has taken, if you can enlist them for me, in preparation for this parali season, and what is the amount of money the Punjab government has allocated and spent in this regard?
Yeah, Shivani, it's a very nice debate in which Pushpendra and Tushar have very clearly, very intelligently, and very but the picture is very clear to the viewer now. Anyway, since your question is political and to the point, I'll tell you the answer in data. Because as we say, in God we trust, but for the rest, bring us data. So the data very clearly says that compared to last year, there is a 2-time drop in crop burning, stubble burning in Punjab.
No, that's not
true.
This
data is not mine. This is from the Central Pollution Control Board. Now,
no, I ran the Central Pollution Control Board data yesterday. Till October 30, 80% of the farm fires were coming from Punjab, and it is all reports in all media. Don't believe me. All media, all reports are saying there is an increase in Punjab farm fires this year.
Let the viewer decide whether
No, it's not. Doesn't go like that. Let the viewer decide. No, I'm sorry. You're quoting data. You are no. I'm sorry. This is false data.
So what are you saying? I don't have a right to just complete my sentence.
No, but you cannot quote false data.
And if there is something wrong, intervene. You are most welcome to intervene.
I'm intervening because it is false data.
But at least let me complete my sentence.
Okay, complete.
Because the people have already listened to Pushpendra ji. People know about it.
Okay,
now
complete.
So I won't be repeating it again. But the Central Pollution Control Board data very clearly says that as of last week, the parali burning, the stubble burning in Punjab has dropped to more than twice. The exact number is, as of 2021, if it was 5.35 lakh hectares were burned, as of 26th October 2022, only 2.95 lakh hectares are being burned. So there is a drop. Point number 1. Point number 2, as far as the machines and the support to the farmers regarding decomposing machines, etc. is concerned, 1,25,000 machines are on the job compared to 35,000 last year, which is a 3-time increase.
But these are machines that the center sent you. No, I'm sorry. No.
Ask me points.
No, 1 second. I asked you a very clear question. Siddharth, what has the Aam Aadmi Party government, after coming to power, done in preparation for this parali season? You just tell me that much.
Is at 274 ppms. As far as the pollution is concerned, Ludhiana today is at 274, whereas Faridabad
you are not answering my question. I am not asking you pollution statistics. I am asking you from your budget in Punjab. No, Siddharth, this is not done. From your budget in Punjab. From your budget in Punjab, what money did you allocate for biodecomposers or any other step that you wanted to take to curb farm fires?
Clearly said It has to be solved holistically.
No, you didn't answer my question. Sorry, you didn't answer my question. I gave you ample time. Siddharth, if you stop, I'll ask my question one more time. I'll give you one more opportunity.
Government is anti-farmer.
There are no numbers for you to give.
And Punjab government is ready to pay 500 rupees per hectare to the farmer as incentive to stop.
Yeah, but you just heard the farm leader. He's saying we need 10,000 rupees per hectare. Is that feasible?
The people of North India, the farmer has today seen that the Modi government is anti.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I will not allow this political rhetoric to take over. I want to go across to Anuja. No, just because Siddharth Sharma thinks he will outshout everybody else and talk ad nauseum doesn't mean he'll get more time. Anuja, only on the screen, please. Anuja, I am asking a simple question. There is a clear difference between what is happening in Haryana, what is happening in Punjab. The Aam Aadmi Party denies that. There is data, I don't know where they're getting it from. Our data clearly says there's been an increase in farm fires date on date till the end of October in Punjab versus last year. Some people may say because the season has shifted a little bit and there's been some delay because of that. Whatever the reason is, Haryana is also the same picture. But I want to understand, why is there no credible action that the government can today put, even though before coming to power in Punjab, the Aam Aadmi Party had all solutions for parali burning?
You see, Shivani, I don't know what the problem is. Aam Aadmi Party just sits there and they just shout because they don't have a data. And when you are actually showing them the correct data, because this is what they are expert in, they show fake data and they give money to XYZ. So let's not get into that. And how do they do it? I don't know. So this is where it is coming from, the exact data you are showing, and they still are trying to malign the image of the center. The center, he himself has given 1.25 lakh machines to the Punjab. Now, they are not using it for what reason? This reason. They want to show that somehow, somewhere, again, the center is to be blamed. In 2018-2021, rupees 1147 CR, Punjab government got under CRM. Now, used amount would be rupees 935 crores last year. And left amount is 212. Where is the left amount? 212 crore they have not used as per the data of the RTI and all, they have not used. Now we talk about biodecomposer. Now I don't understand why did Arvind Kejriwal ji danced around with the biodecomposer, and why did he go and he...
No, one by one, let Anuja speak right now. Please put his fader down.
One question.
Yeah. So why did the biodecomposer he was using, made it from Pusa, and he made it for 75,680.
Why is that not being used?
75,000. And sprinkling he has done for 21,000 or 21 lakhs.
Okay.
So you can imagine.
I want to take that question again. I want to give my Aam Aadmi Party representative enough opportunity to answer, and I've been doing this since yesterday. I'm not getting an answer for that.
Shivani,
but anyways, before that.
No, Shivani, he will not give you the answer because he does not have the answer.
Okay.
The money is being used in advertisement. Understand, that is more important. The health of Delhi people, it is not important. If it would have been important, it would have been here.
Okay.
It would not have been
there is also a ground report that we are getting from on ground that a lot of the farmers are saying the machines either reach them late or they're not, or not all farmers are being able to get their hands on it on time, which is also the reason why, even though Aam Aadmi Party claims that 1 lakh machines have been distributed to the farmers, clearly the impact is not visible. I showed you the map. Tushar has been waiting. Siddharth, I'll come to you. Siddharth, give me a minute. Yes, Tushar, very quickly.
Shivani, the data from the Central Pollution Control Work that you cited is also being confirmed by the Ludhiana-based Punjab Remote Sensing Center. There has been an uptick in farm fires between September 15 and November 1st. And that is when we had a brief spell of rainfall around 8th and 9th of October. So no one can say that the farm fires are low this year. And point number 2, when Aam Aadmi Party was out of power, they were standing for the farmers' right to burn stubble, to choke the residents of NCR. Amongst them, they're also the voters of Aam Aadmi Party. So we really need to ask, what is the political stance of the Aam Aadmi Party? Are they okay choking the residents of Delhi to appease the farmers of Punjab?
I would say
in both the states now there is their government.
No, I would say they did not support stubble burning. But what they did say when they were not in power in Punjab is that farmers are doing this because they have no other option and governments must give them options. I don't think they supported crop burning. Exactly. So what have they done? I give Siddharth a minute more, Siddharth. I am running out of time. You give me, please, what action your government took out of your budget. What did you do on the ground? How much money was spent? On what? Where are the biodecomposers that we heard about?
Yeah, thank you for the redirect. This debate has gone very elitist with Mr. Tushar saying that the farmers are not there. Farmers are there, exist because of the government and not the government.
No, don't come back to that. Don't come back to that. Siddharth, answer my question. I have a minute left.
Minister also repeats that. Anyway, coming back to the question. If the Punjab stubble burning is so high, how come today in Ludhiana the air quality is better than Faridabad? Because apparently, as per your
because the wind direction is telling you to
as per your argument,
wind direction, the wind moves, the wind direction. Stop mocking the intelligence of NCR residents. The wind moves.
That proves that the stubble burning in Punjab has come down.
No, it doesn't prove that.
Oh my God.
To the extent of double.
Oh my God.
Why don't you answer my question? Did you spend any money on your biodecomposers you talked about in Delhi, in Punjab? How much money was spent on that?
Machines, which was 3 times more. But the point is, this is not enough. And what, as far as what Aam Aadmi Party is doing, it is ready to pay.
How many acres have you given the biodecomposers to the farmers?
Let him finish. Anuja, let him finish. Anuja, let him finish.
He is going to pay 1,000 rupees per farmer to a Punjabi farmer or not?
Farmer is asking for 10,000.
Punjabi farmers 1,000 rupees.
But sir, just on this show, Siddharth, calm down. Siddharth, calm down. Please allow a back and forth. Just on this show, you heard the farm leaders saying we need 10,000 rupees per hectare. Do you find that feasible? For any government, forget center, state together.
Yes, just 1,000 rupees per hectare if the Punjab Chief Minister is asking after paying 1,000 rupees from
Sir, the farm leader just said on the show 10,000 per hectare. You are talking about 1,500, 2,500 rupees. He is asking for 10,000 rupees per hectare.
Just half an hour ago, there he very clearly
Have
spoke
this
about
money with them. They use it.
I don't understand why Siddharth is being is obfuscating so much. Just right now on the show, you were saying the base has been set by the two previous speakers. He is not talking about 2,000, 2,500 rupees per hectare. He said 10,000 rupees per hectare. Okay, I have to give Anuja 30 seconds. Anuja, at the end of the day, whether in opposition, whether in government, every party and government in center and at the state has a responsibility. Why don't we look at maybe augmenting the farmers' capacity, if that is what is absolutely required?
No. It is not about what the farmers are requiring because they are getting what is it, and we respect that, and everybody respects. But don't you think that Aam Aadmi Party has that much of a money to flaunt? 900 crore they are talking about in the advertisement. Don't you think they have the money? Who are they making fool of? But if they can use decomposers advertisement in 15.80 crore and next advertisement in 7.47 crores, do you think they don't have money to give it to them? So what it is we are looking into, didn't Yadav ji, the union minister, had taken the meeting of all these states? What did the Punjab government told them? They have told them that we are ready. We are ready with the machines.
Okay.
We are ready with the equipment. We are ready to do anything. We'll put decomposers. How many acres they have used? The RTI tells how many acres they have used. Only 2,000 acres in 2021 and 4,200 acres in 2021.
Okay. I got your point.
What are they fooling with?
No, but also anyways, when we talk about a state like Punjab, I'm not sure where that budget is going to come for 10,000 rupees per hectare. Punjab is already a state that is highly in debt, Tushar.
Shivani, one question. Let's say the center is not helping the Aam Aadmi Party. My simple question, the freebies you keep on promising, internet allowance, unemployment allowance, can you promise the farmer of Punjab that without the support of any other government, we'll make sure that we give you enough resources to dispose of stubble without burning them? Why don't we see such freebies from the Aam Aadmi Party?
Okay.
Because appeasement is greater than policy making for this one organization that calls it
5.35 lakh hectares to 2.95 lakh hectares.
Okay, I don't have the time to get into that, but Pushpender ji has been waiting. Pushpender ji, क्या आपको लगता है? एक बड़ा सवाल मैं आपसे पूछती हूँ, and this is not coming from any sense of one-upmanship, or any sense of battle. I don't think anybody wants to battle with farmers or wants to fight with the farming community. We all understand the pressures and their constraints too. So please understand that. But आपको नहीं लगता कि एक सोसाइटी का पार्ट होने की वजह से सबको साथ मिलकर कुछ सोल्यूशन निकालना पड़ेगा? एक कम्युनिटी ये नहीं कह सकती कि भाई हमारे पास ऑप्शन नहीं है, हमें 10,000 रुपए नहीं मिल रहे पर हेक्टर, तो हम नहीं मानेंगे.
नहीं, आपकी बात बिल्कुल ठीक है, लेकिन जो 75% पोल्यूशन हो रहा है, यदि आप किसी भी रिपोर्ट को पढ़ें तो वो स्थानीय कारणों से हो रहा है. एक स्पष्ट बात ये है. दूसरा, आज का टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया यदि आप देखें, मेरे हाथ में है, ये कह रहा है कि दिसंबर के लास्ट वीक में पिछले साल और जनवरी में भी सीवियर जो है AQI 400 से ज्यादा था, लेकिन स्टबल बर्निंग तो अभी नवंबर एंड में खत्म हो जाएगी. तब कहां से पोल्यूशन आता है? इससे ये पता लगता है कि स्थानीय कारण
बर्निंग एज अ प्रैक्टिस इज अ प्रॉब्लम.
बंद हो जाएगी. मैं कह रहा हूं 30 नवंबर को ये बंद हो जाती है, तो उसके बाद भी आपका AQI 400 से ज्यादा क्यों रहता है?
हमारे क्लाइमेट की प्रति, हमारे एनवायरनमेंट के प्रति एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनती है सर. इतने स्केल पे फायर होना
बिल्कुल
ये गलत है.
बिल्कुल आप सही कह रही है. केवल मैं एक लाइन कहना चाहता हूं, 10,000 रुपए प्रति हेक्टेयर देने से सोसाइटी को कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा. इससे ज्यादा नुकसान आपकी जो है सॉइल खराब होने से हो रहा है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड, तमाम गैसेस से हो रहा है, टेम्परेचर बढ़ने से हो रहा है. आपका फर्टिलाइजर ज्यादा लगाना पड़ता है अगले साल, क्योंकि जो है न्यूट्रिएंट्स उड़ जाते हैं, उससे ज्यादा हो रहा है. उससे सब फर्टिलाइजर सब्सिडी बढ़ती है, करंट अकाउंट डिफिसिट बढ़ता है क्योंकि हम फर्टिलाइजर को इंपोर्ट करते हैं. अरे तो जब स्वास्थ्य की वजह से हो रहा है, आपका पर्यटन, टूरिज्म प्रभावित हो रहा है, जब इतनी कॉस्ट दे ही रहे हो, 25-30 हजार 50,000 रुपए की कॉस्ट प्रति हेक्टेयर दे रहे हो, तो 10,000 रुपए किसान को दे दो. मनरेगा मजदूर के हाथ में पैसा जाएगा, तो मनरेगा मजदूर का भी लाभ होगा और आपका भी लाभ होगा, सबका लाभ होगा.
ओके, दैट्स वेयर वी आर एट.
आप क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन कर लो, आप मत इस प्रैक्टिस में पढ़ो. आपको सरकार कह रही है बार बार कि आपको क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन करना है. आज सरकार आपको 10,000 रुपए दे भी दे, आपके वाटर टेबल्स व्हीट और पैडी की कल्टीवेशन सपोर्ट ही नहीं कर सकते.
Can I just put I'm sorry, this is a very engaging debate and I thank all of our guests for being sporting about it, but I've run out of time. I do have another debate coming up. I do thank our guests for joining us. Time for a very short break. On the other side, we'll bring you more of the entire Madarsa row that's continuing in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Why? More on that in just a bit.
No casualties have been reported. At least 2 people were killed after a massive fire broke out in a footwear factory in New Delhi's Narela area. 10 fire tenders were rushed to the site after receiving a call about the fire. Firefighters were seen pulling out several unconscious staff members from the windows while the fire raged, sending plumes of smoke up in the air. A quarrel over taking a dog for a walk resulted in a security guard being attacked in Gurugram.
A man was taking his dog for a walk when he was stopped by the guard. He was informed that he isn't allowed to walk his pet in a part of the society. After several incidents of dog bites in Delhi NCR over the last few months, many societies have banned dog walking in public areas. After a heated exchange, the pet owner started chasing the guard with a stick. He then cornered the guard and repeatedly assaulted him with a stick. The guard suffered severe injuries and was admitted to a hospital. No police complaint has been registered so far, but the Gurugram police is likely to take suo motu cognizance of the incident after the footage of the attack went viral.
The Mumbai police will now provide by+ security cover to actor Salman Khan in light of the recent threats made to him allegedly by Lawrence Bishnoi gang. This is an upgrade by 2 levels, and now commandos will be among the 12 armed cops that Salman Khan was given. A letter addressed to Salman and his father Salim Khan threatened that the duo will meet the same fate as slain singer Sidhu Moosewala, whose hit was allegedly ordered by the Lawrence Bishnoi gang. Indo-Canadian Punjabi singer AP Dhillon was admitted to hospital after suffering an injury during his US tour. He has rescheduled the dates for his concerts in San Francisco and Los Angeles to December now. The singer informed his fans on Instagram that it breaks his heart to postpone the shows, but he expects a full recovery in a month's time. Ukraine is facing blackouts and shortage of water after a fresh wave of Russian missile strikes.
Russian forces fired 4 missiles at Ukraine's southern city of Mykolaiv, killing at least one person and setting several buildings on fire. The shelling destroyed sections of a railway track, damaged a power line and took down mobile communications. The strikes have caused power cuts in hundreds of areas across 7 Ukrainian regions. Meanwhile, Russia claims Ukrainian forces shelled the city of Alsvek in Russian-occupied Luhansk. The shelling hit a hotel and according to Russia, several civilians are trapped under the rubble. Tensions are escalating after Russia pulled out a landmark agreement that allowed vital grain shipments via a maritime safety corridor.
South Korea's Prime Minister and officials have admitted responsibility and apologized for failing to prevent and respond to a Halloween crowd surge that killed more than 150 people. A 475-member police force is investigating the incident. Footage has been taken from 50 security cameras in the area, and more than 40 witnesses and survivors have been questioned. Israelis voted in the 5th election in less than 4 years. The elections were held after the collapse of the so-called Change Coalition, which united 8 disparate political parties who succeeded in ousting ex-Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu last year. And now Netanyahu is eyeing a return alongside far-right allies. Netanyahu is on trial for corruption and breach of trust. A fire-breathing stunt is going viral for all the wrong reasons. This man held a fire stick too close to his mouth and then breathed petrol into it. But in seconds, his beard caught fire. That's when other people rushed to help him out by patting his face to extinguish the fire. In fact, the video has got more than 12 million views. 48 hours after the Morbi bridge collapse, which left more than 130 people dead, Prime Minister Modi today visited the accident site.
Prime Minister Modi touched down in Morbi, where more than 130 lives were snuffed out in a matter of seconds when an overcrowded hanging bridge collapsed. After conducting an aerial survey of the Machu River, where teams of the NDRF are still searching for the missing, Prime Minister Modi visited the site of the bridge collapse and took stock of the operations.
So right now also he's taking a briefing. He's discussing the details of the case. Bhupen Patel, Chief Minister, is now speaking to the Prime Minister, and then Harsh Sanghvi was giving the briefing.
He then visited the local hospital, met survivors of Sunday night's tragedy, as well as the families of those who.
Thanks a lot for staying with us. Now, the government in Uttar Pradesh is conducting a survey, which is technically complete, but there is not a final report that has come in yet. So far, what has been found is that about 7,000 Madrasas that are operating in the state of Uttar Pradesh are not registered with the government or not recognized. There is no monitoring of those facilities. Around 16 lakh students are currently enrolled in these unregistered Madrasas. There is no clarity whether their graduates receive any higher education certificates which are recognized in India or internationally, or if they will be considered real graduates to begin with. So the UP government first wants to collect data to figure out exactly how many unrecognized madrasas are currently functioning in the state. And they're also pitching this idea that there should be more modernization of the education system, better curricula that should be brought in as far as these madrasas are concerned, whether they're aided by the government or not. This entire move over the last month or so has created a political row. Let's deconstruct the arguments on both sides. Remember, the government claims that they want to ensure higher education along with basic facilities for the students at any religious schools. The syllabus should include all basic subjects like English, science and computer in their curriculum. The intent behind the move is to make sure that all the madrasas are at par with modern schools and students are at par with others. But the Darul Uloom recently came out all guns blazing against this move. This is one of the biggest madrasas in the country and it rejected the government's proposal and aid, stating that they have to maintain their own Nizam education, which is the real objective of madrasas, and they don't need any government assistance. Is regulation or a simple oversight really interference? Let's take a look at how other Islamic countries, for example, run the system of madrasas or seminaries, in other words, or religious education. So first is Pakistan. It has 5 government-regulated federations of religious schools, and federations have a madrasa board status, so they can issue certificates. In Indonesia, which by the way is the largest Muslim population in this region, there is a ministry-run madrasa that operates. They have two different systems. So the ministry-run Madarsa system recognizes the students as graduates. The others, which are not run by the ministry, are Islamic schools. Their graduates only serve as preachers, imams, and basically religious leaders. In Saudi Arabia, there is supervised supervision of charitable societies and the state on Madarsa education. They do not grant any higher educational certificate. So again, they end up being only very strictly religious seminaries. In Turkey, all Imam Hatib schools are affiliated to the Education Ministry. In fact, in Turkey, non-state madrasas are banned under the Education Act since the 1950s. So the big question we asked today, is this Madarsa survey or a bid to get them recognized by the government and oversight by the government on how madrasas are functioning in the state, interference as is being done?
हम अगर चाहते हैं कि हमारे बच्चों की तालीम अच्छी हो, हमारे बच्चों का बेहतर भविष्य हो, हमारे मुस्लिम नौजवान भी शिक्षित होकर आगे बढ़ें, तो इस तरह की बात करना ये उचित नहीं है। बच्चों को ये चूज करना चाहिए।
शुरू से बात मदरसे के जिम्मेदारों की तरफ से कही जा रही है कि मदरसों के सिलेबस में और वो मदरसे जो कि हम लोग प्राइवेटली चला रहे हैं उसमें कोई इंटरफेरेंस नहीं होना चाहिए।
हम सरकार की इमदाद लेते ही नहीं, लोग उस इमदाद के लिए मुतालबा करते हैं, हम उस इमदाद को नहीं लेते, हम कबूल नहीं करते हैं। हम जानते हैं कि मदरसों में शिक्षा कैसे अच्छी होगी, आया लैपटॉप लेकर के होगी, मोबाइल लेके होगी या सिर्फ कुरान लेकर। मैंने उस वक्त भी कहा था और मैं अब भी कहता हूँ कि हमें ऐसे लोगों की ज़रूरत है जो लैपटॉप न लें, मस्जिद के अंदर नमाज पढ़ा सकें 5 वक्त की।
First up, Dr. Iftikhar Ahmed Javed is chairman of the Uttar Pradesh Board Madarsa Education. He's joining us on the show. I want to begin by asking you कि आप जो ये सर्वे कर रहे हैं, जो अनरेगुलराइज मदरसे हैं स्टेट में, आप उनका पता लगाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि उनकी क्या कंडीशन है, इसके पीछे सोच क्या है? क्योंकि बहुत से लोग ये क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं कि ये इंटरफेरेंस की तरह लग रहा है जो गवर्नमेंट कर रही है बिना किसी रीजन के।
नहीं, पहले दिन से ही साफ साफ शब्दों में बताया गया, क्योंकि तमाम तरह की उंगलियां मदरसों पे उठ रही थी। बाल संरक्षण आयोग के लेटर्स भी हमें मिले थे। उसके बाद हम लोगों ने फैसला किया कि जो कि मान्यता प्राप्त मदरसों की तादाद हमें पता है वो 16,513 है। उनमें 560 मदरसों को हुकूमत सरकार जो अनुदान देती है, तो ऐसे और कौन मदरसे, हमें उसका कोई डेटा पता ही नहीं था। उनकी संख्या कितनी है, उनका अपना है, कैसे है, किराए का है, उनकी बिल्डिंग कैसी है, उनका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, उनके बिजली पानी की व्यवस्था कैसी है, उनके बच्चे कितने हैं, टीचर कितने हैं, वो कौन सा सिलेबस पढ़ा रहे हैं, इसके बारे में हम लोग कोई जानकारी नहीं। और मदरसे तुरंत मदरसे तो मदरसों का एक क्राइटेरिया बने कि हाँ ये इतने हमारे यहाँ से मान्यता प्राप्त हैं, बाकी जो मदरसे जो हमारे यहाँ से मान्यता प्राप्त नहीं है वो गैर मान्यता हम कह रहे हैं, लेकिन हो सकता है कि वो कहीं और से मान्यता लेके चल रहे हो, उनका कहीं और से मानता हो। तो इन सारी इंफॉर्मेशन हमारे पास कुछ है ही नहीं है, हम जीरो पे हैं। तो हम ये जानना चाहते थे कि वो आखिर वो कितने मदरसे हैं और उन मदरसों के हालात क्या हैं, वो कौन सा पाठ्यक्रम पढ़ा रही हैं और कौन सा सिलेबस पढ़ा रही है, किससे जुड़े हैं, ये मालूम करना है। हम चाहते हैं कि जो हमारे बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, हमारे बोर्ड से बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, उनकी तरह वो बच्चे भी देश और समाज की मुख्य धारा में आवे, मेन स्ट्रीम में आकर के वो आधुनिक शिक्षा भी ग्रहण करे और जो दीनी शिक्षा ग्रहण करे वो भी करते रहे। हो सकता है वो कर रहे हो, ये भी हमें नहीं पता, लेकिन अगर नहीं भी कर रहे हैं तो उनको हम प्रेरित करेंगे कि आप भी आओ, समाज की मेन स्ट्रीम में आके काम करो, आप भी हमारे बच्चे हैं, प्रदेश के बच्चे हमारे बच्चे हैं। तो इस तरह से सर्वे हो रहा है, एक डेटा कलेक्शन का काम है, ये किसी किस्म का इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं, कोई जांच नहीं, कोई इंक्वायरी नहीं और कोई कार्रवाई नहीं।
ओके, आप कह रहे हैं कोई कार्रवाई नहीं होगी इस सर्वे के बाद, ये सिर्फ एक तरह से डेटा कलेक्शन एक्सरसाइज है ताकि आपको पता चले कि क्या हो रहा है। लेकिन बहुत से लोग जो मदरसा चलाते हैं वो ये भी कह रहे हैं कि हमारा तो गवर्नमेंट से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, हम तो कोई फंडिंग नहीं लेते, तो सर्वे क्यों कराया जा रहा है? क्या आपको लगता है कि उनकी बात में कोई दम है?
आप मदरसा बोर्ड के चेयरमैन से बात कर रही हैं, देवबंद के प्रवक्ता से नहीं बात कर रही हैं, और उन्होंने कहा है, इसका जवाब भी वही देंगे। उन्होंने क्यों ऐसा कहा? ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, हमारे तरफ से भी कोई ऐसी बात नहीं हुई है। तो उन्होंने क्यों ऐसा बयान दिया जो बचकाना बयान कहलाएगा, बेवजह की बयान कहलाएगा? इस पे कोई बात भी नहीं थी, किसी ने उनको कोई ऑफर भी नहीं दिया, उनको किसी ने कुछ कहा भी नहीं। इस तरह के बयान क्यों दिए हैं वो तो वही जानेंगे। हमारा नियत साफ है, हम अपने बच्चों की बेहतरी के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, जो हमारे बोर्ड से जुड़े हुए बच्चे हैं उनके लिए भी काम कर रहे हैं, और जो अन्य मदरसे हैं उनके लिए भी काम करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
बट एक बड़ा सवाल, जो पूरा जो सर्वे हो रहा है और जो रिस्पॉन्स आ रहे हैं उसके बाद एक बड़ा सवाल ये उठ रहा है कि क्या गवर्नमेंट का हक बनता है कि जिस मदरसा में उनकी फंडिंग भी नहीं होती, क्या वो मदरसे ऐसे आइडेंटिफाई करे और उनके ऊपर थोड़ी सी ओवरसाइट करे कि इन मदरसों में क्या चल रहा है? क्या आपको लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट का रोल बनता है यहाँ पे?
नहीं, क्यों नहीं रोल है? गवर्नमेंट है, पूरे प्रदेश काम कि उनकी चीजें हमें मालूम, चलो पढ़ा रहे हैं तो क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं, ठीक बात है। अब वो नहीं लेते हैं, वो अपना करते हैं, अच्छा है। प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट बहुत सारे चलते हैं, अलग अलग हम स्कूल भी देखते हैं तो बहुत सारे प्राइवेट स्कूल चलते हैं, वो काम कर रहे हैं। लेकिन जो गवर्नमेंट की चीजें हैं वो क्या क्या मना करेंगे? ऐसा थोड़ा होता है। अगर मान लीजिए वो ठीक है, उनको पैसे नहीं चाहिए तो हम पैसे दे भी नहीं रहे हैं उनको, जो है जो हम अपने पास मान्यता प्राप्त है उनकी सुविधाएं देख रहे हैं, जो अनुदान के मदद से उनके लिए हम कुछ कर रहे हैं, तो उनकी तो कोई बात ही नहीं यहाँ पे है, उनका कोई सवाल ही नहीं है। वो बीच में क्यों ऐसे कर रहे हैं ये वही बता सकते हैं, हमें उनका कोई आइडिया नहीं है।
ये जब पूरा सर्वे हो जाएगा उसके बाद आप क्या करेंगे? जब आपके पास सारा डेटा आ जाएगा, आप उस डेटा को किस तरह से यूज करेंगे?
नहीं, वो आने के बाद हम फिर बोर्ड की बैठक बुलाएंगे और समझेंगे उन चीजों को कैसे करना है, उन बच्चों को कैसे अपने साथ जोड़ा जाए, उनको कैसे वो किया जाए, कैसे उनको मेन स्ट्रीम में लाया जाए। उनको उसमें से बहुत सारे मदरसे ऐसे हैं जो हमारे बोर्ड से मान्यता चाहते हैं, वो हमारे बोर्ड से जुड़ना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि 7 सालों से हमारे यहाँ खुद बोर्ड ने किसी मदरसे को मान्यता नहीं दी है। अब हम भी मान्यता देने की कोशिश करने जा रहे हैं कि उनको कैसे अपने साथ जोड़ करके उन्हें मान्यता दें और वही मदरसा बोर्ड से जुड़े। वो चाहते भी हैं, हम भी चाहते हैं। इस सर्वे के बाद इन सारी चीजों को हम करके उन्हें भी मेन स्ट्रीम में लाएंगे और अपने साथ उनको जोड़ेंगे।
जी, एक सवाल मैं आपसे ये भी पूछना चाहती हूँ कि जो मदरसा बोर्ड आपके अंडर नहीं आते, जो अनरिकग्नाइज्ड जो कहा जा रहा है, उनमें क्या पढ़ाया जा रहा है? क्या सरकार उनको कोई गाइडलाइन देगी इस सर्वे के बाद?
तो उन जब वो पढ़ाया जा रहा है, वो सारी चीजें कर रहे हैं, नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो देखा जाएगा क्या नहीं कर रहे हैं। अभी जब हमें डेटा मिलेगा, हम जानते ही नहीं ना, हमें कोई जानकारी नहीं है कि उनके मदरसों में क्या पढ़ाया जा रहा है, क्या कर रहे हैं, कितने मदरसे हम ये भी हमें नहीं पता, उनकी तादाद कितनी नहीं पता, उनके छात्र संख्या कितनी, बच्चे कितने, टीचर्स कितने, ये में नहीं पता है, उनका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ये में नहीं पता है। सर्वे इसी से हो रहा है ना, सर्वे के जरिए से तो हम जानेंगे। जब सर्वे की रिपोर्ट्स आएंगी 15 नवंबर को के बाद, तब हमें मालूम पड़ेगा कि उनका स्टैंडर्ड कैसा है, उनका एजुकेशन का क्या पॉलिसी है, क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं, हमें भी कुछ नहीं पता।
ओके,
आप हैं वहां, हम भी हैं।
अच्छा, मैं एक बार जो लार्जर सवाल उठाया जा रहा है गवर्नमेंट इंटरफेरेंस पे, उस पे आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे, एक बार बता दीजिए, क्योंकि शायद कुछ लोगों को डर है कि ये एक तरीका है मुसलमानों की एजुकेशन और उनके जो राइट्स हैं उसमें इंटरफेरेंस करने के लिए।
इसका जवाब हम क्या दें? कुछ लोग ऐसे यहाँ पे हैं, देश में हैं, जो खानदानी लोग हैं। हम संविधान के रास्ते से काम कर रहे हैं और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के मार्गदर्शन में, और हम ये सोच के काम कर रहे हैं कि मुसलमान के बच्चे के एक हाथ में कंप्यूटर, एक हाथ में कुरान की तर्ज पर उनका विकास हो। कुछ खानदानी लोग हैं जो बीच बीच में रिवर्स फैलाते हैं, वो उल्टी सीधी बातें करके समाज को दिग्भ्रमित करते हैं, उनको एक तरह से हतोत्साहित करते हैं कि अरे ऐसा हो जाएगा, वैसा हो जाएगा, ये ज्योतिष बन जाते हैं। ऐसा यहाँ कुछ नहीं है। गवर्नमेंट की नीयत साफ है, सरकार की मंशा साफ है, हम साफ मन से, बड़े मन से काम कर रहे हैं। हम सर्व समाज के लिए, सभी सोसाइटी से जितने लोग हैं सबके लिए काम कर रहे हैं। हम सबका साथ, सबका विकास की भावना के साथ काम कर रहे हैं और सबका विश्वास प्राप्त किए, तभी इतना अच्छा सर्वे हो सका है प्रदेश में।
चलिए ठीक है, November 15 is when the government says the entire data will come to them, the entire report will come to them. Iftikhar ji, thanks a lot for speaking to us. I'm going across to the other guests who are joining us. Firoz Bakht Ahmed is former Chancellor of Maulana Azad National Urdu University. Desh Ratan Nigam is a political analyst, leans towards the RSS. Maulana Abdul Hamid Nomani is General Secretary, All India Muslim Majlis-e-Mushawarat. नोमानी जी, मैं पहले आप ही के पास आ जाती हूँ. आपने सुना जो मदरसा बोर्ड के जो हेड हैं वो क्या बोल रहे हैं. वो कह रहे हैं कि हमारा तो इसमें कोई एम ही नहीं है, हम तो बस जानना चाहते हैं कितने चल रहे हैं, उनकी क्या हालात है, उसके बाद हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे. क्या आप मेरे को बता सकते हैं कि दारुल उलूम जैसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस क्यों इतना अपोज कर रही हैं?
देखिए, वो दारुल कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा है. दारुल ने खुद ही जो है वो सर्वे का समर्थन किया कि अगर जो है आधुनिकीकरण और मदरसों की हालत को और स्थिति को बेहतर बनाने के लिए अगर सर्वे है कि कितने बच्चे पढ़ते हैं, कितने जो है टीचर्स हैं उसमें, और रहन सहन की क्या व्यवस्था है, आदि आदि, तो ये कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं है. उसमें जो 12 कॉलम है, वो एक कॉलम जो 12वां कॉलम है वो तो टिप्पणी के लिए है, और 11 जो है वो कोई ऐसी चीज नहीं है जो आपत्तिजनक हो. तो मैं समझता हूं, और जो है दारुल ने जो है सर्वे का समर्थन किया, और जो दारुल से जो है बहुत से जो है जिसको राब्ते मदारिस बोलते हैं, उसमें बड़ी तादाद में जो है मदरसे जुड़े हुए हैं, और जो उसका सिलेबस और कोर्स जो है वो उसी हिसाब से बनाया गया है.
बट वो जैसे मदनी जी ने बोला ना, उनके बयान से बड़ी हरकम मच गई. वो कह रहे हैं कि भैया हमें तो नहीं चाहिए लैपटॉप पढ़ने वाले लोग, हमें तो वो चाहिए जो नमाज पढ़ा सके. वो बात सही है, बट क्या ऐसे जो भी बच्चे मदरसों में पढ़ते हैं, क्या उनको हायर एजुकेशन का मौका नहीं मिलना चाहिए? क्या उनको हायर एजुकेशन की कैपेबिलिटी नहीं होनी चाहिए?
नहीं, तो वो मदनी साहब का खुद ही स्कूल का बहुत सारे स्कूल चल रहे हैं, और वो हॉस्टल्स भी कई जगह उन्होंने बना रखे हैं, और उन्होंने खुद यह कहा है कि जो है वो हम जो चाहते हैं कि बच्चे जो है वो आधुनिक शिक्षा भी प्राप्त करें, और उन्होंने ही जो है सर्वे का सबसे पहले आगे बढ़ के समर्थन किया था.
तो आप ये कह रहे हैं किसी को कोई दिक्कत नहीं है?
नहीं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. मौलाना जो कह रहे हैं वो कह रहे हैं कि हम जो है वो फंड नहीं लेना चाहते हैं. हाँ. तो पूरे देश में जो है वो 2 प्रकार के मदरसे हैं. एक को जो है वो निजामिया कहा जाता है, और एक को आलिया कहा जाता है. तो जो है 17 राज्यों में जो बोर्ड के मदरसे हैं, उसमें हजारों मदरसे हैं जो सरकार से जो है वो फंड लेते हैं. तो वो जो आलिया मदरसे हैं, और जो मदरसे निजामिया है वो जनता और आवाम के चंदे से वो मदारिस चलते
नहीं,
हैं.
वो बात ठीक है, लेकिन एक सवाल उठा था कि जब हम गवर्नमेंट से कुछ लेते ही नहीं है तो गवर्नमेंट का हक क्या बनता है हमारे यहाँ सर्वे कराने का? वो सवाल मैं फिरोज बख्त अहमद जी के पास ले जाती हूँ.
नहीं, मैं आपको ये बता दूं कि ये जो है मैं समझता हूँ कोई मुद्दा नहीं है, और इसको अनावश्यक रूप से जो है वो मुद्दा जो है वो बनाया जा रहा है.
अगर आप ये बोल रहे हैं तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. फिर तो कुछ लोग बेबुनियाद मुद्दा बना रहे हैं. बट लेट मी प्लीज गो अहेड.
राज्य में
मौलाना जी एक सेकंड प्लीज, लेट मी गो अक्रॉस टू फिरोज बख्त अहमद. सर, व्हाट इज योर व्यू? बिकॉज देयर इज अ सर्टेन एलिमेंट दैट इज सेइंग when we have nothing to do with the government, when we don't take any aid from the government, then the government has no reason for any oversight. Is that a reasonable argument?
All right, Shivani ji, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, I heard both the gentlemen. I also heard Mr. Iftikhar Ahmed, who is the in charge of UP Madrasa Board. I also heard Mr. Nomani, who is a very respected and revered Alim Deen. Now, both of them, I think, spoke quite cogently and sensibly. Now, you asked me a question. Why are some people asking that if these madrasas, unregistered madrasas or whatever madrasas, if they are not taking any aid, any help from the government, then why should the government conduct the surveys? Why should government interfere?
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Let me tell all those people. I also heard Mr. Madani, who actually welcomed the survey, and now he has taken a U-turn. I do not know. These people sometimes are Madnis are very undependable. Anyway, having said that, let me add this thing, that any government in any country, whether it is India or it is Saudi Arabia or Malaysia or any other country where madrasas are run, any government has all the right in the world to, in fact, conduct a survey, because they should know what, as very well said earlier, that what are they studying, what is the condition of their rooms, are they well ventilated, is there light, all these things, and are the rooms proper, and then proper toilets are there, water, all these things.
Okay.
So, and to say that the government has no right if we are taking, this is true, that many madrasas are not running from the aid of the government.
Most
they are
of them
run
actually
on the shoestring budget by the local community. They also help them with wheat, rice, other eatables. It is fine. But if the government is conducting the survey, it is, I mean, there is this sense behind this survey that yes, madrasas have to be uplifted. And Shivani, in the beginning, you said very rightly and very sensibly that yes, why these madrasas should get left behind when children here in these madrasas can learn a very memorize a very thick book of 1,000 pages like the Holy Quran without any difficulty. So this talent is to be tapped. They should study mathematics, geography, history, whatever, and they should also be exposed to sports. So if all these children of madrasas, they are exposed to these subjects along with Quran, so that will actually be the India of the dream of Prime
Sir,
Minister
I have limited
Modi,
time,
who
so I'm
said
going
that in
across
each
to
and
our
every Muslim,
third and
I
final
want to see,
panelist on the
just
show,
let me
Desh Ratan
complete
Nigam.
this.
You're both, and you support the RSS, but you're also a lawyer. So I want to ask you a twin question. Is it fair to say that if there is any oversight over a religious institution or any institution, frankly, this is not about religion alone, but any institution that doesn't take aid from the government, is it fair to say that if the government was to do any oversight on us, then that is interference? Because that's the feeling being spread, that the government is interfering needlessly. Is that a legal argument? Because I have not found any example around the world where any institution, religious or otherwise, has no government oversight at all.
Shivani, in fact, what they are referring as interference is good governance, because number of laws are applicable whether an institution, madarsa, or any other institution or organization for that matter is registered or not. Children have rights, so there are various acts which refer to children's rights. Constitutional rights are also available to them. Then there is about hygiene. Then there is vaccination takes place. That is also done under the law. There are various laws which are applicable, so they cannot say it is interference. In India, we are run by the constitution, and constitution is very secular. It is also important to note what kind of teaching are being taught to the students out there, because in a madarsa you can't say the other modes of worship cannot be done, and you talk derogatory about them. You can't call anybody a kafir also out there. So that would be directly in contradiction with our constitution, which is a secular constitution which allows every form and mode of worship. So one has to see what kind of teachings are also going on there. So it has to be, you teach your religious teachings, no doubt. But it should not be looking down upon other religions, whatever, whether it is written in your religious text or not, that is not to be taught. Because otherwise they will create disharmony in the society. And India is a plural, state, and there are various religions and being followed out here. And therefore, to talk derogatory about any other religion, whether it is written in scriptures or not, cannot be allowed.
It breeds a certain mindset.
Such kind of regulation and oversight is absolutely necessary so far as teaching is
without
concerned.
really controlling what these madarsas do. Some sort of regulation, some kind of guidelines, and some kind of oversight is required, because actually the most important thing is there are rights of children that need to be protected. Tomorrow something could happen inside one of these schools. Then the government will be blamed that why did the government not know what was the conditions inside the rooms or in that school. But I've run out of time. I do thank all of you gentlemen for sparing your time. I take your leave. My colleague Anand is joining you with the right stand.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and thank you for staying with us here at CNN News 18. Once again, to all our viewers, thank you for your patronage, thank you for your viewership, and thank you for taking the right stand when it comes to watching television debates, television broadcasting, news television here at CNN News 18. We're going to start with a story which is of huge significance, ladies and gentlemen. To try and fight this entire wave of Hindu hate or Hindu misya, Hindu groups across the world have slowly started standing up and voicing their protest and also putting the facts. It happened in Australia, it happened in the United States, and it also happened in the United Kingdom. After the Leicester violence, the biggest development that's happened is that the person who was appointed a professor at the Leicester University to try and get to the bottom of what happened and get part of this investigation team
has been asked to step down, not because Hindu groups took umbrage to this person, but also because general society in the United Kingdom, people from the Conservatives, people from the other side, everybody, journalists, they said this man has already got a partisan view. He is not somebody who's authorized to sit there and decide on what happened or who's responsible for the Leicester violence. Of course, Hindu groups also took on certain media outlets for portraying a false picture or pushing a false narrative, which was again embedded in Hindu hate, or with a narrative which wanted to just put the Hindus in bad light. This person, Dr. Chris Allen, has written a column on a platform on the 28th of September where he wholly absolves one entire set, that is the Islamic community, the Muslims, of any wrong for what happened at Leicester. He has already formed an opinion where he believes a chant like Jai Shri Ram is a Hindu nationalist chant which incites Hindu nationalist violence. A chant of Jai Shri Ram, ladies and gentlemen, a chant which dates back to the age of Ram, a chant which is more than 7,500 years old here on Mahabharati, on this land. This person who calls himself a professor has written this, whereas he believes that those who did, and in one line absolves those who got on top of a Hindu temple and removed a Hindu flag. So a chant is more violent for this person than the act of getting on top of a temple wall or a temple premise and desecrating the temple and dropping and pulling down the flag. This man is supposed to go and conduct an impartial investigation. That's the question that was raised. That's the question that was raised, and that's the reason the collective pressure, and more importantly, the Hindu groups stepping up the protests against Hindunism, standing up and taking the right stand for Hindutva and Hinduness or inclusion. That's the result that Chris Allen has had to step down. But this is also somewhere across the world echoing where people have decided enough is enough. It's time to take the right stand against Hindunism. So let's get to the details. Dr. Chris Allen and his controversial views. This is what he had penned in that article, where he says wearing masks, hoodies, balaclavas